Guys, what's up? Welcome back here to today's edition of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys swinging by the channel to check it out and spend some time with me. Always very grateful for that. Guys, today we're going to go over what I consider my top 5 favorite flipping baits for the summertime of the year. Actually, late spring into fall, but we're in summer right now, so these are some of the ones I really like to use all the summer. Soft plastics, not talking about jigs here. But what I'm going to do, I'm sort of going to go over all 5 of these and explain to you the set of conditions that they really work in and when they work better than any other type of bait you can do. So we're going to go over that in today's video. And also, guys, I will put my Tackle Warehouse link in the description. If you guys would like to get some of these soft plastics I talk about, you can go into the link in the description. You can order them there, so much appreciated. Okay, let's get into this. We'll go over each one of these. I'll sort of go over scenarios where it works good and why I like them. Now, the first one, guys, probably a lot of people don't fish this, but this has become one of my favorite summertime pitching and flipping baits, is the Zoom. This is a Zoom Ultra Vibe Speed Worm. It's not the Speed Worm, it's the Ultra Vibe with the curly tail on it. Guys, this may not look like it, but this is a big bass catching bait. I don't know what it is about it. My buddy Rodney Schmolak is the one that got me on this years ago, but there's something about the profile and the tail on this worm that it generates a lot of quality fish. I've caught a ton of 3-pound plus fish on this bait in the summertime. And the time that I like the Ultra Vibe is when the fish are in really shallow water and some off-colored water. So say, for example, if I'm pitching and flipping around some shallow grass or wood or rock where the water visibility is sort of in that 1 to 2 foot range, the Ultra Vibe Speed Worm is a really good bait for it. And also another thing that I found out about this for summertime is don't go too heavy on your slip sinker with this particular worm. For whatever reason, I've experimented with a lot of different sinker sizes, and a 3/16 ounce on the Ultra Vibe Speed Worm works really good. Usually paired up with like 17 to 20 pound test Seaguar and VizX line. And guys, I'm telling you, it's a fish catching bait. I'd use a lot of different colors depending upon the water clarity. If the water clarity is closer to 2 feet, I'm using like a green pumpkin or watermelon. If it's closer to 1 foot, I'm using like this red bug or a June bug or something, but Zoom Ultra Vibe Speed Worm. Okay, the next one, guys, for summertime is the old school tube. Just as a Zoom salty tube, just an old tube like this. It's been around for 30 years. People flipping it is a really, really good choice in the summertime. Again, when the fish are in that really shallow, off-colored water. And one of the places I really like to use a tube at is any type of aquatic vegetation. You can have lily pads, you can have gator grass, water willows, shallow hydrilla or milfoil, but a tube is really, really productive if you have off-colored water with shallow grass. Now, you can catch them on rock and wood and that type of stuff. Denny Brower won the Bassmasters Classic in 1998. That I should have won, Denny. I finished third if I wouldn't have lost a 6-pounder and a 4-pounder in the tournament, but he won it on a tube at High Rock Lake in August. Another thing about the tube is I stay light with this. One of the things I found out about a tube in the summertime of the year when those fish are shallow, light sinker is a big deal. So I usually use an 1/8 ounce sinker or no more than a 3/16, and you'd be surprised how nice this falls and how you can pitch it and flip it even in some heavier cover with an 1/8 ounce sinker. So Zoom Salty Tube number 2. Next one, guys, is one of the most probably the most popular style for flipping, and this is a Zoom Z-Hog or a beaver or some type of a creature bait like this. It's got a straight tail without a wagon tail. This is probably one of the most consistent summertime baits that you're ever going to find. One thing about a Z-Hog, or excuse me, a Z-Hog or like a beaver or something like that, I have found out in the summertime of the year that this bait is better if your lure is over something, like if you're over a bush or over a tree limb or something like that, where you're just yo-yoing the bait up and down. I don't catch as many fish on this thing just pitching it to clean rock or around the edge of stumps like that. I usually like to pitch it over some type of a limb, and I get a lot of bites with that. It's probably my favorite bait if you have high water in the summer to pitch and flip around. And I do on this one, I go to a little bit heavier sinker. I usually use a 5/16 or a 3/8. It seems like with this bulkier profile, they like that little bit faster fall with it. And again, guys, the colors on all these are, again, relative to the sky conditions and the water clarity. Pretty obvious, your lighter natural colors like your green pumpkins and cleaner water, darker colors like the black and blue and dirty water. Okay, the next one is a very similar to the Z-Hog. This is the Zoom Z-Craw. Now, the difference between the Z-Craw and the Z-Hog is you've got a wagon tail on the Z-Craw. Guys, this is really nice wagon tail. A lot of people fish this on a swim bait. This is one of my favorite flipping and pitching baits in the summer when the fish are in the mood for a wagon tail. Now, sometimes the fish, if they're a little bit more aggressive, and say for example, if you're fishing a lake that maybe hasn't got a lot of fishing pressure, or during the week or something, you'll find out that the more aggressive tail, like the Z-Craw, will outproduce a straight tail. Straight tail works a little bit better if the fishing conditions are tough. And also with the Z-Craw, guys, I'll use again a heavier weight because I want to really get that tail moving good. So again, 5/8 ounce all the way up to 1/2 ounce depending upon the cover. And this is a really good bait for any type of cover. It doesn't matter if it's grass or wood or docks, just a really good bait, really good profile for the summertime. This is the full-size Z-Craw. They also make a junior that I use sometime as well, which works pretty good. And finally, more of a finessey presentation. You guys have heard me talk about this before. This is the Zoom Dead Ringer, a little ringworm hair. It's got ridges and rings on it with a little curly tail. Guys, this is a small bait, and it's a really good bait in the summertime when the fishing's really tough. Again, it's a dirty water deal, water visibility. Even though it's a small bait, it works good in that water visibility of 1 to 2 feet. And if you have a situation where, the fish aren't real big in the lake you're fishing, or it gets a lot of fishing pressure and the fishing's pretty tough, downsides into this little ringworm is a really good choice for those conditions. So anyway, here's my 5 favorite for summer, guys. Zoom Ultra Vibe Speedworm, a Zoom Z-Craw, a tube, just an old school tube, the Zoom Z-Hog, and the Zoom Dead Ringer. Catch a ton of fish on them in the summertime. I think it'll help you guys out if you try them. So hope you guys catch some good ones with it. We'll see y'all later.